Is this the last PlayStation 5 controller adapter you will ever need to buy? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. We have explored a ton of ways to get different controllers working on your PlayStation 5, including some of the controllers that you've seen here, including mouse and keyboard adapters, and pretty much everything in between. In fact, we have been the go-to channel for pretty much anything to do with getting your controller working on a PlayStation 5. And we've covered a ton of different hardware, including some of the ones that you've seen here. Yes, we've covered the original B-Loader Pro. That kind of kicked it all off. The B-Loader Pro is still a solution that works today, but it has one major drawback, and that is remote play. It needs remote play to work. And that kind of sucks. It also introduces a lot of delay depending on the internet connection that you have connected to your PlayStation 5 or connecting to your B-Loader. We've seen these guys too, the regular B-Loader. We've seen the Reasnow. We've seen the Reasnow D1, which allowed you to use your Reasnow even longer. And we've looked at other guys like this, the AIMSNX Striker Pro. There's other AIMSNX models and all of that. And more recently, we've shown you this. Now this to you guys might look like a regular PlayStation 5 controller, but on the back you'll notice it has the Besavior backpack, which introduces 4 clicky back buttons, but also introduced this tiny little USB port, which allowed you to connect other peripherals through Bluetooth and or wirelessly through the Besavior controller to your PlayStation 5. This still is the best option available today because it is a wired, non-remote play solution. But then the Besavior team came out with this, which is the Besavior U5, and this became the fan favorite quite quickly. The biggest reason is this supports direct plug and play support, and it does not use remote play, and the purchase price was so cheap. But that all changed recently when Sony did a system update, which initially was not a mandatory update, but eventually was baked into the mandatory update, which made most of these products cease to work, including all of your favorite cheat devices, Cronus Zen, Zim Matrix, Zim whatever else. All of those adapters, all in one shot, poof, don't work anymore. But that all changes with the release of this. This is the PS5mate by the Besavior team. And I know what you're thinking. All of you are saying resoundingly, Anton, when you reviewed the B-Loader, you told us it was great and it would always be great. And when you did the Reasnow, you said it's great and it will always be great. And then you did the Besavior and you said, no, this is really great and it will always be great. And side note, I still use the Besavior controller to this day. I've been testing it for the last year and a half now. This is still my favorite controller to use, and I'm a little disappointed because I'm finally starting to develop controller drift. If you want to see how I'm going to fix that, keep subscribed to this channel because I'm going to be overhauling this controller so that it can stay my favorite controller. But when the Besavior U5 adapter got blocked, everybody said, this is it. This is the cat and mouse game. We can't keep buying hardware for 50 bucks, 60 bucks, 80 bucks, 100 bucks just to keep using our favorite controllers. And that's where this question comes from. If you shell out the $69.99 US dollars to buy one of these, how long is it really gonna work? How long will you be able to enjoy all of those options that you had before? Your Cronus Zen, your Reasnow, your Zim, your third-party controllers, your Xbox controllers. How long will this still allow you to use all of those? And to that, I ask you guys one question. Who knows what this is? This is a Razer Wolverine V2 officially licensed PlayStation 5 controller. Now I ask you guys, this is a pretty good controller, and a lot of the reviewers are saying, despite the price, it is very expensive. it is a really, really good controller. How many of you have spent the money for the Razer Wolverine V2 controller and thought to yourself, I wonder how long this is gonna work? None of you. I promise, none of you have. Why? Because when you bought this controller, on the box it said, PlayStation 5 officially licensed controller. And therefore, you know that it's never, ever gonna get blocked by Sony. Why would they? It's officially licensed. Did you know that the chip inside the Razer Wolverine V2 controller is exactly the same chip that is inside the PS5mate controller adapter? You probably didn't, but I am telling you here first. When you plug in your Razer Wolverine V2 controller to your PlayStation 5 and it says, hey, you've plugged in an officially licensed controller. It's the exact same as plugging a PS5mate into your PlayStation 5. It says, hey, you've plugged in your Razer Wolverine V2 controller. Welcome to PlayStation. What can I do for you? And that's why I can pretty confidently say this actually is the last piece of controller hardware that you are ever going to buy for your PlayStation 5 to officially and easily unlock anything on your PlayStation 5. And I do mean anything. But before we look at what anything is, let's do a quick unboxing so you can see what is inside this thing, and then we'll talk about kind of some of the features of this adapter. Now, first off, the packaging. It is typical packaging. In fact, when I compare it to the BeaterLoader Pro, it's very similar packaging, and even the format on the back is very similar. So they haven't gone to great lengths to create a new updated packaging experience, but it is a glossy finish. It's black and blue coloring, which works really well. It seems high quality, and you're not getting this in the store anyway. You're gonna buy it online, it's gonna show up just like this, and it feels great. Who wants a giveaway? The keen observer probably noticed I have 2 of these. That's because the Besavior team were kind enough to send me one to review and one to give away. We will be giving away a PS5mate controller adapter on this channel in a future video. If you have not entered, the only way to win cool stuff like this PS5mate adapter is be subscribed to the channel and comment on our videos. We will, in a future video, announce the winner based on a randomly selected subscriber from a comment that you posted on a video. Could commenting on this video get you entered for this giveaway? Probably, but you're also entered if you comment on other videos too. Make sure you watch our future videos because that's where we will announce the giveaway winner, and you will have to reach out to us and say, hey, I won, where's my PS5mate? Don't miss it. With all the business out of the way, let's have a look at what's inside here. Now, I haven't even actually looked at this yet either, so we're gonna find out together what it is. We'll have a look at that in a minute here. It does come with this, which is a USB-A to USB-C cord. And it also has this, which is somewhat interesting, and this is a USB-A to USB-A cord. Now, we'll explain that in a minute. There's also this, which is a QR code. You can scan it, so you can pause the video if you want and scan it now to find out what it's for. It is the PS5mate manual. If you don't know how to use the PS5mate, scan this QR code and you can learn all about how to use it. Or subscribe to this channel. I'll show you how to use it in a different video, and you can check that out too, and you get some fun stories at the same time. The only thing left here is just the PS5mate device itself. Overall, I mean, they've stuck with the format that they know with the BeaterLoader Pro, so they didn't have to do any new tooling. Obviously, the electronics inside are different. A quick look around the device itself shows, I don't even know which way it goes, but there's a USB port in the front. This would be most likely the port for connecting your Xbox controller, your Switch controller. Maybe you've got a steering wheel, you could plug in a steering wheel in there. Maybe you've got a Reasnow, you could plug that in. Maybe you've got a Zim, you could plug that into there. A Cronus Zen, you could plug that in. Whatever it is you want to use on your PlayStation 5, you plug into this port right here. Moving around to the side, there is an update button. In the past, they've said this is also a macro button. I've never seen macros for this thing, but it's most likely an update button of some sort. There's also a USB-C port here. This is an extra power port. And all this does is if you've plugged in a keyboard and mouse adapters, that you plug that in and they've got like some RGB on it. And then you plug in, say, a keyboard and mouse, and those have RGB. It can pull a lot of power through here, and plugging an extra USB-C cord into here allows you to plug it into an external power supply, which gives it the extra current needed to power your entire USB collection. Around the back is another USB-A port. This is the one that will connect to your PlayStation 5 to actually make it work. And on the side here is a headphone jack, and the headphone jack actually supports wired communication through the headphone jack. That usually means that it does not support the mic on the controller anymore. Now, we did say that it had this, which is the USB-A to USB-A cord, and it's kind of weird because if I plug this in, the port on here is a USB-A instead of USB-C. So you got to plug that in, and then this can plug into your PlayStation. But what if you want to plug it into the front of your PlayStation 5? Well, that's actually just as easy. You just take the other cord they sent you, plug this in like that, and then plug this end into your PlayStation 5 on the front USB-C port, or you could use this one and plug it into the back USB-C port. Either way, one way or another, you just have to plug it in. That's it. There's no special button combinations to push. There's no secret menus to access. I know that they have unlocked, like, the Cronus Zen works again, but you got to go every time you turn it on. You have to go to this special screen. You got to press these special buttons and do these special things to unlock it so that it works. And it's just a pain in the butt. Wouldn't it be so much better if all you had to do was turn the PlayStation on and use it? That's what this does for you. It makes it complete, set it and forget it. So we are finally back in a position where you can plug this in and just use whatever you want on your PlayStation 5. Some other features that are neat that they've included on this is they have multiple ways to simulate the touchpad on your controller. So if you were using your Xbox Elite controller and you really love it, but there's no touchpad, some games require touchpad. So this will allow you to simulate touchpad movement using the analog stick and certain button push combinations. It's not as perfect as using a touchpad, but it's pretty darn close. It also supports a 1000 hertz polling rate. So for all you guys using mouse and keyboard and you're wondering if this maintains the speed, yes, it does. So it gets you a near perfect polling rate for your high-end gaming keyboard and mouse. Now, many of you are saying, enough with the jibber jabber already, hook it up and let's see it. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not hooking it up in this video, and I hope you didn't think that we were. I need to hook it up still because I just unboxed it and I need to test it out, run it through its paces, and then I'll show you guys how it all works. So that's a different video, which you can check out on this channel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And we're gonna put this thing through its paces. I'm really excited. I love some good controller tech that unlocks a lot of things. Now, questions and answers. I know that all of you are going to say, well, Anton, does it work with this? Well, Anton, does it work with this? Yes, the short answer is yes. It works with 99.9% of any controller or any controller adapter that you can think of. You just have to think of this as the PlayStation 5. So whatever you did before, like your Reasnow, for example, you used to plug it into your PlayStation 5 and it worked. Then it didn't work anymore. So then you got your Reasnow D1 and you plugged this into the PlayStation 5 and you plugged this into here and then it worked. But then it didn't anymore. And that's because they blocked this. They blocked this with everything else. So now all you do is plug this into the PlayStation 5 and whatever it is that you needed to run on your PlayStation 5, you now plug into this and then it works. Bluetooth. Does it support Bluetooth? If I want to just connect the Xbox controller wirelessly to this through my PlayStation 5, will it work? No, it won't work. But I do have one of these which used to let me use my PlayStation controller on my Xbox, and I think that I can plug this in, where? Right here, and then connect Bluetooth to a different device. This should work with pretty much any Bluetooth. It's just a Bluetooth adapter. So potentially this will allow me to get wireless Bluetooth communication. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna try it. I've also got 8-bit DOS and I've got other Bluetooth adapters. So I'll try a few different combinations to see if I can get wireless Bluetooth connection working on this. The other thing many of you are gonna ask is, what about the Collective Minds Strike Pack? So you guys have seen this before. It attaches to your PlayStation 5 controller and it gives you attached back buttons and allows you to run scripts and macros. This will work with your PS5mate, and I actually reached out to the Collective Minds folks and I said, what are the chances that you can take what's inside here and put it into the Strike Pack, cram it into the Strike Pack, and make it so that when I plug this into my PlayStation, it thinks that it's the Razer Wolverine controller and that I really have the Strike Pack running all my scripts and mods and everything. Wouldn't that be awesome? And the official word that I got back from the Strike Pack team was, we're not doing that. We're just not doing that. They have a number of reasons why. I will not get into that into this video because quite frankly, it doesn't matter. And because you can just get one of these for 60 bucks and use it to connect this. And the final question for many of you guys who are sitting there saying, holy crap, Anton just showed you guys exactly how to cheat and enable all your cheat devices, and Call of Duty was so much better when all of the cheaters were blocked. No, they weren't blocked. They're still there and they're still cheating, and they've been using PC cheats this whole time, and there's no way that you're going to get around those guys. And these have so many legit purposes that this is not just for cheating. This is for mouse and keyboard on single player games. This is for all of our injured vets and individuals who can't use a standard controller. This unlocks all their custom controllers so that they can actually enjoy the games just like the rest of us who still have 2 thumbs and 4 fingers. So there's tons of legit purposes for this. This is not a cheat device. It might enable cheating, but that's a choice that you guys have to make. And I will leave you with a moral high horse, and that is cheating sucks. Cheaters are not fun. They ruin the experience for everybody, and I certainly am not condoning cheating in every way. But if you want to use some back buttons on your controller, go for it. I don't think that's cheating. If you want to use your Xbox controller, go for it. If you want to use a keyboard and mouse on a single player game, go for it. Nobody's going to stop you. But please don't ruin it for everybody else. Play the game that it's meant to be played if you're playing online with other individuals as well. And that's my high horse for today. See you in the next one.
Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.